I tried so hard to get this dress because at the time I thought it was the most amazing thing ever. Looking back now, it's given me Michelin Man. Hi, I'm Kyle DeVol, model, stylist and designer, and I'm here today with Attitude magazine to go through some of my best fashion moments. I've known Kate Moss a very long time. She was one of the first people, I'd say, in the industry that kind of welcomed me. My nickname for her is Mama Kate, because she is one of the most loving, warm-hearted people I've met. I have so many fond memories of me and Kate, but ones that I can't divulge, unfortunately. I mean, for me personally, being in this industry as someone that is gender non-conforming has been difficult at times, but I mean, that's why I'm here, to make a difference. Things have definitely changed since I entered the fashion industry. I find that things are a lot more fluid, a lot more open. They were a lot more rigid back in the day when I first came on the scene. So I'd say, yeah, I'm very hopeful for the future of the fashion industry. So this picture is from Halloween a couple years ago. I think it was a Fram Cutler party, if I remember rightly, and I'm with Josh Quinton, and I was Catwoman. I just love the whole vision of Tim Burton's Catwoman. I don't know, it just feels so much, it just feels very similar to the comic books. I grew up reading Catwoman comic books, so yeah, the Tim Burton version of Catwoman is my favorite. Ugh, the body. I wish my body still looked like that, God. This was in Thailand, and that bikini really means a lot to me. So that bikini was something I bought when I first started to make money, and it's been such a prominent piece of clothing in my life. It's been worn around the world. I also shot a cover in that bikini. I've done quite a lot in that bikini. That bikini means a lot to me. This picture just, I remember I was very happy and I was very content and I felt great. So my tattoos, which you can all see in this picture, I've never really been the type of person that like plans a tattoo ahead of time. It's always kind of been like a whim of the moment thing. So none of my tattoos really have meaning. I have like Pinky Promise on my finger there that me and a few friends have. I've got an anchor there that me, Kate Moss, Nicholas Grimshaw and a few other friends all have. But apart from that, they've all just been on a whim because I've wanted them at that moment in time. Growing up, and especially my teen years, I wasn't as body confident. I used to hide behind jumpers and shirts and loose things. I wasn't very at one with my body, but I know it sounds very cliche, but it literally is. The moment that you actually like appreciate what you have and realize that that's what you've been given, everything changes. Your whole perception of yourself and how you feel about your body and how you feel about yourself changes. So this was quite recently, actually. This was, I think, 2 weeks ago at the Pistol premiere, and I'm wearing a vintage archived Vivienne Westwood look from 1994. It's actually a good friend of mine, Stephen Phillip, that's from his archive, and that skirt was actually worn by Miss Moss. I would have loved to experience the 1970s, to be honest. I feel like a lot of my aesthetic is like under-based 70s for sure. Okay, so everyone has to have their moment. I couldn't look amazing all the time. This was for a sportswear brand called Colmar, and this was at Annabelle's in London, and they were throwing together a dinner, and they sent me some options, and the options weren't me, and I was like, I don't want to wear any of this. It was like padded, quilted tracksuit bottoms and padded hoodies and stuff. It wasn't me. And then they had shot this or made it for an editorial, which I had found, and I tried so hard to get this dress because at the time I thought it was the most amazing thing ever. Looking back now, it's given me Michelin Man. Yeah, but you live and you learn. So this was a Jean Paul Gaultier dress, and this was for an event that they threw in London, and I'm wearing a wig in that picture. But yeah, I loved that dress. To be honest, like for me, Jean Paul Gaultier is top of the list. I love everything. So I'm a UK fragrance ambassador for Jean Paul Gaultier. For me, like Jean Paul Gaultier's always got it. Like since I was a child, I've always been into Jean Paul Gaultier because he gets that fine blurred line between sex, you know, between masculine and feminine. he gets it, and he's never really put pressure on his sex to conform to any type of way. Okay, a lot happened this night. So this was New Year's Eve last year, and I'm with my best friend Ola, and I am wearing George Trosh. I'd like to say it was a dress, but it's more of a tea towel because your whole bum's hanging out. And we took the train this night, and for some reason, I decided to start doing backflips on the train in those shoes, in those Versace heels, and I lost my toenail. Yeah, it was great. So currently at the moment, I have on a fake toenail because I'd lost my toenail and it still hasn't grown back since New Year's. Ola is literally like my heart. All of my friends, all of my chosen family are like my heart. I think it's extremely important, especially being queer, to have a chosen family, because I have friends, like straight friends that I've been friends with since I was a child, and you know, there are some things that they're just not gonna understand and they're not gonna get about you. And I think it can be quite frustrating for people to try and look for that in a cis friend. So I think it's extremely important to surround yourself with your chosen family, with people that are like you, like-minded, and, you know, similar. So this picture was in Paris, I think around 2016. I try and work it out by my hair. So Vivienne Westwood brought us in for her show, and my outfit had been selected weeks before, but you know, within these fashion things cross over, and me and Pamela Anderson ended up wearing the same boots. I actually found it hilarious, as you can see by the picture, but I don't think she found it that funny. Okay, so this picture was at the Vogue party last year, and literally the drama of that dress. So that dress weighed a ton. It's all hand beaded. It's extremely heavy. I think the dress weighs like a stone. And I basically was with my best friend Ola that night. And before we'd even got to the event, we were sitting in the back of the cab, and the strap, I don't know if you can see by that picture, but the strap's a bit off. Because basically the spaghetti strap snapped before I even got out of the car. I've then been like, oh my God, my dress ripped. And then my friend Ola's sitting next to me, who has like 10-inch nails, has then turned and been like, let me help you. At the same time, I've turned and Ola's nail has gone in my eye. We've literally got out of the car, and I'm holding my dress up. Luckily, Giles Deacon was in the queue to go into Vogue, and he literally ran behind me and knotted the strings. I don't know what he did, but it saved me for that whole night. I've always been a fan of Attitude. I grew up reading Attitude. To be actually featured in Attitude with a shoot that meant so much to me was actually quite big to me. This was a dream that I had one night, and me and my glam squad put it together, and I was sitting on these photographs for, I'd say, about a year, and then they were sent over to Cliff, and yeah, they ended up in Attitude. So that shoot always mean a lot to me. The derogatory words that are like plastered across my face were words that I was called as a child, and you know, that I still get called to this day. So it meant so much to me, being a member of the LGBTQ community, to have that published and to show, I don't know, there's a feeling of pride. It shows a feeling of pride, and to me, this photo shoot meant that they're just words. So by me having this published in Attitude magazine, it broke down the stigma behind them. To anyone that was struggling with who they are, and you know, with all of the stuff that's going on in our country currently with LGBT rights, I just tell them to just stay true and strong to who you are. You know, like, we are the one person that we spend 24 hours a day with in our heads. So if you don't like who that person is, I imagine it would be a horrible place to be. So I think the important thing is, it starts with yourself. It starts with loving yourself, knowing who you are, and really just embracing every part of you, good and bad. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the rest of Attitude magazine's Pride at Home. Thanks for watching, and have a great Pride.